I think we'll do an energy check on Johnny Depp too, just to check out how he's doing. So let's take a look at Johnny Depp. Let's see what he needs to know for the here and now. Johnny Depp, work on that tarot deck. I will get it. I will get it. I don't care what it costs. I will get it. I know he's got some paintings of tarot cards. Johnny Depp, make your deck. Johnny Depp, how are you, boo-boo? Death, transforming, and hard at work. The Emperor, he is taking it easy right now, leaving behind the bad things of the past. So all of the bad stuff is out. You know, it took a big chunk out of him, though. I want you guys to know this. It did take a very large chunk out of him energetically. And that's why he is leaning away from constructive energy, or I should say management energy, into more creative energy. So, you know, one of the things that's very interesting about being like a writer, like a fiction writer, there are two different mindsets that need to go into play. When you're writing your book, you need to have one particular mindset. When you are editing it, you have to have a different one. And when you are selling it, marketing it, trying to find an agent, manager, those kinds of things, that is a very different mindset. Very rarely do we get the same individual that can do all three of those. You have to outsource for part of that. And I think that Johnny Depp is one of those rare artists that, and I, you know, it's capital letters, all, you know, bold and outlined and flashing lights, when I say artist about him, because I do think that he is a multi-level artist. I think he can write. I think he can produce. I think he can direct. I think he can paint, sculpt, you know, write, dance around. We've seen him dance. I think, and of course, act, play music, all of those things. He is one of those artists that is a big unwrapping of talent and curiosity. Those of you that don't know, he originally started out as a musician. He was friends with Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, obviously connected to one of the highest families in Hollywood, said, "Why don't you audition for this?" And the next thing we knew, he was in Nightmare on Elm Street. And I've had a crush on him ever since, in that half shirt. So, and I'm sorry if some of you think that that's inappropriate, because I am married, but we're talking about Johnny Depp. Like, we're talking about Johnny Depp. Sorry, talking about Johnny Depp. I don't see that this is a particularly happy phase that he's going into. Putting aside like the what am I going to do next, I think the strategy and management of his art, he needs to not worry about so much. He needs to worry about just generating the art that he is so gifted at. So I for one, I'm very excited. So there is something transforming and being birthed. I want him to not be disrupted energetically or emotionally by that. He is kind of holed up right now. And there, he will outsource. He will outsource to people. So while the opportunity for romance is not right, he is readier for romance and to bring some joy back in his life. I would urge him, because I do think that the pickings are slim for him. I think he is a tough person to match with. I would throw that romantic, creative energy into his artwork, and his visual artwork specifically. I think that is where we're going to continue to see him shine. I do think that there are some issues with trying to get him back on board with Disney. There's some back and forth with him acting. Part of the back and forth on the acting is when he does do a role, he is, I believe, a method actor. And when he does roles, he feels he loses a bit of himself because he absorbs some of the character. So, the movie Blow that he did, he absorbed a little bit of George, what's his face's personality. He was became very good friends with him during the filming of that and his research for the role. During Pirates of the Caribbean, who didn't see that movie or that series, I think that he absorbed quite a bit of Jack Sparrow, and I think underneath a lot of it, I think that is like a very true form of Johnny Depp. I think, very quippy, very funny, very fun, devil may care. There wasn't really a bad bone in Jack Sparrow's body, but he wanted you to think that there was. So I think that it's very close to Johnny Depp. Amongst the other roles that we have seen. So I think that his personal caution about jumping into roles is that he just does not have any more hard drive space to absorb any more personalities or personality traits, if you will. So super cool stuff with that. But I will always be a huge Johnny Depp fan. Always be a huge Johnny Depp fan. And I wish him well. This is a friendly Johnny Depp channel. So Johnny Depp, get to work on the deck. I will get one and I will use it every day and I will cherish it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But